All right. Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. I know it's a little bit late tonight, but had to get back from the stadium. AJ and I both went tonight, so a little later start time, but still here to do it, and we're here to do the damn thing, even though tonight wasn't the result we wanted, but it is probably the result we could have expected and or been okay with in some ways. And we will get into it as to why that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate result. Tale of two halves for sure, as the old adage goes. But yeah, it's not the worst result if you look at it in the big picture. But you know, I think we all wanted this scalp. We all wanted this result, especially after how well that first half went. And yeah, it's unfortunate. We just ran out of some legs. Definitely midfield looked gassed. And yeah, even though Mosquera, he scored his first goal ever in his career, you know, it just it wasn't enough. We kind of changed the way we played in the second half. We went a little bit more route one, and it just wasn't effective. It shows, yeah, you know, the ability to play out of the back, even as nervy as it was sometimes, is still a lot better because, yeah, we played right into FC Cincy's hands. You know, they wanted to counter as much as possible, and they were able to do it with some pretty ruthless efficiency in the second half there. And I think, yeah, Lucho Acosta Golasso aside, the most unnerving part about all of this is that a player that we let go in the expansion draft scored the winning goal against us in Brandon Vasquez. It hurts. It hurts a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I need to watch that because, like, being in the stadium, you are not privy to all the angles when you're not watching at all points in time. I need to watch that goal again to see exactly what the breakdown was. I know big, tall man put ball in net, but still, I didn't really see how it got there. Lucho's goal, I mean, it's just class. I mean, the guy, there's a reason why, you know, he's the MVP. He's in the MVP race as well with Hani and Almada, and he proved it tonight with just making a goal out of nothing, bonking it off of one of our defenders' faces just to pass it to himself, double roof it past Guzan. It was, I mean, there's not much you can do about that. Sometimes that's just going to happen. You're going to hope that Almada can do that for you. Didn't happen tonight, and we can kind of get into it in a little bit about why that was the case. I think it starts with us getting a little bit tired towards the second half. Maybe we were biting off a little bit more than we could chew. We tried to push them at their own game that they're also very good at, which is counter-pressing. And we just kind of ran out of steam a little bit before they did. They seemed like Energizer bunnies. They didn't seem like they'd ever run out of energy. I was wildly impressed how long they could go without making a change, and then even when they did, none of their other players that stayed on the pitch really fell off. It was 100% go, go, go the whole game. And we weren't up for doing that level of intensity. I mean, very few teams would be. Even us with our good form and with the energy and the 17s behind them, we put a lot out there. Atlanta United tried, and they did fairly well. But this other team, they're on something else. This is a scary Cincinnati team. I don't think anyone can easily beat them, you know, and I think it's pretty much, you know, a commonality of them just winning a lot of their games, which is, you know, I mean, they're on a record-setting pace for the MLS. This might be a historically legendary Cincinnati team that we may never see again. So, I mean, and we, for the most part, went blow for blow, especially in the first half. We could have won this game. I mean, we put away some of those chances we had in the beginning. We just couldn't put the game to bed. And then Gigi's header that he just uncharacteristically missed. I mean, that changes a lot of things. We had this game in our hands. Cincinnati just showed that they never say die, and they have the individual talent to really change the game. We do too. It just didn't show up. So, I don't know. We just lost to a better team. I can't even really be super mad about people are hemming and hawing about coaching issues. Pineda wasn't on the sidelines this time. There was a weird kind of switch with Sajic and Silva that I'm a little perplexed about. But I don't think any of these things were the reason we lost. So, yeah, that's my whole kind of summary of the game.
Yeah, and some great points. Before we get into a little bit more points, definitely make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And definitely have to let you know about our new Patreon and some fun new tiers that we have incorporated. So definitely check it out in the description below. We can't do this without you, and we love to do more for you. So yeah, definitely the whole live stream to begin with, new feature this season, and yeah, we want to be able to expand and do some more fun things. So definitely check it out and see how you can help us grow the content that we love making for you. But yeah, the aspects of yeah, FC Cincy being a historic team, that just makes it really, really difficult on the nights. But even then, to your point, is that we had our chances to put the game away, and the game state is very real. If you don't finish your dinner, someone else is going to finish it for you, and they do it. FC Cincy have done it all season, and I mean, it's very annoying. I mean, like, we had a tasty steak dinner that we just didn't allow ourselves to finish every bite, to finish off that metaphor a little bit. But, and yeah, I mean, Sean Da Silva's goal that was disallowed.
Yeah, I need to see that again too.
Yeah, because of a foul inside the box, and it's just, I mean, yeah, I haven't seen it back again. I don't know how serious of a goal that was, or serious of a foul that was, but that goal would have changed the game, and yeah, it would have been probably a little bit more of a mountain to climb for FC Cincy. But yeah, it's you have a otherworldly golazo, and Brandon Vasquez kind of doing what he does against us right now. It's kind of annoying, like, not something I really particularly want to see. And yes, some fans are annoyed that he celebrated against us, but it's one of those things. I mean, he is no longer an Atlanta United player.
I mean,
for
Cincinnati,
a really long time.
He's been a Cincinnati player longer. He's been an Atlanta United player. So at this point, it's whatever.
Right. Right. And then plus you have this. It's yeah, we let him go.
Yeah.
Like, yes, the fans cheered him when he was announced in the stadium, but it is, like, large in part, like, he doesn't owe anything to us. Like, his best years have been at FC Cincy. So,
yeah. I mean, by a million miles. Yeah, the only thing he really did well for us was his Open Cup contributions. Exactly.
So, I mean, but am I not annoyed? Hell yeah, I'm annoyed. Because, yeah, with our striker issues, now we have a very good striker, Yorgos Yakimakis. But, yeah, I mean, obviously, paying versus, having someone that you were able to pick up pretty much on a free. Of course, you'd always want to, kind of do that. The optics are always better. Having having almost, an American as well. It looks really good if we can do that type of stuff. But
yeah, the dude is dominating MLS and probably will end up in Europe, and we let him go on because we didn't protect him in an expansion draft. Like,
yeah, it's just it speaks to the level of aptitude in the front office at times. Obviously, these moves have been very good in kind of jump-starting this last third of the season. But definitely, this is just probably, I would say it's a hurdle, because it is the best team in the league, a historic team possibly
by a mile.
Yeah. So yeah. So it's not something that I think we should be too upset about, but it is, yes, upsetting in the manner that it happened, because you had it in your hands, and it's just you let it kind of go from your grasps, and that's always a worse feeling than maybe having never been in it.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, like, you can, to your point, we can have some solace in that we went blow for blow for much of this game with the best team in the league, a historically good team. I think that says something about our resolve and our ability. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. I think that the effort that we put out tonight buries most MLS teams. I think, like, most teams that go up against us in that scenario, they get beat. But for whatever reason, I mean, Cincy's just on another level. So
yeah. I mean, we basically we kind of played right into their trap, I think, in the second half, and you could see it. I mean, we sat right next to each other, or stood right next to each other during the match, and you even pointed out, like, oh, have Cincy made a sub yet? And pretty much that's when they started to really kind of see a different energy level, because they made the sub, and then
number 8 came on.
Exactly.
He was monumental for them.
Yeah, very agitating, because it was a stark difference. Like, the fresh legs was real. Our midfield looked tired. They looked lethargic. It was set to, didn't cover himself in glory. I mean, and basically both were booked. And so that's where I saw, okay, yes, Sadic coming in for Silva, who maybe isn't match fit completely for a full 90. So I get that.
Yeah.
But then you look on the bench, we didn't really have anybody. Nothing to really impact the game. I mean, that just speaks to the depth issues in MLS. But it is definitely something that FC Cincy, they just had more. They just had more energy. They had more killer instinct. And they have been doing what they've done all season, which is put away teams and a one goal lead. I mean, that's all they need. One goal, and they can put you away. Yeah. So,
and we are now joined by our good friend Glenn from the 5 Takes on the 5 Stripes podcast, and he is here to tell us about what he thought about this game, which he was also standing in a close proximity towards us. So a lot of yelling, a lot of melancholy that was shared amongst the group.
Right. And if you want to show everybody your beautiful face.
Yeah, he's got it up.
Oh, he does? Okay. I just have
here
an unstable internet connection thing.
I don't know about the beautiful part, but it's here. Damn it. Damn it, man. Like, I know you said, like, look, they're the best team in the league, clearly, for a reason, which is a weird thing to say, considering they had a real, like, iron grip on the wooden spoon. But you can't be mad at, if you're gonna lose. You could have the mentality of, like, if you're gonna lose, somebody lose to the best. Man, I'm mad though. I'm just mad because this was such a good opportunity to really make a statement.
It just had to be the same season and time of a legendarily amazing buzzsaw of a team of Cincinnati. It's like, why did it have to be this game right now when we're making our resurgence? Why couldn't it have been Chicago or something?
Yeah, kind of how I feel about it. Clearly, we're playing better. That's good. I don't want to poo-poo on it too hard. We are playing better, and I think it's better, even better than the previous 2 games that we won back-to-back with Philly and Montreal, who are decent teams, good teams in their own rights, and we just beat 2 good teams who are maybe struggling a little with Seattle and Nashville. But this was a chance to kind of really tell us that things are definitely on track. We're back on track. We're trending
I would say even more. I would say like we just beat the best team in the league. I'd say we're probably at the best we could like conceivably be at. I mean, I can't. What else is there? Like, oh, you dominate Messi too? Like, I don't know what other things you could do to be like, are we back yet? I don't know. Like, I feel like that is like unequivocally. So at this point, when we've like, gone blow for blow with the best team, and we gave them a good scare, we almost beat them. I think I would say. I would say yeah. I mean, like I like Joe Sam and Joe Patrick like to do the thing where they're like, at what percentage of back are we right now? And then they were saying like, I don't know, maybe they were saying 97 or something like that right before this game. And I would say it's more like in the 80s. Now I think we have to temper our expectations a little bit more.
Oh my God.
97.5, I think is what he said.
Very optimistic there, but yeah.
But I mean, like, it could be like relative, right? I mean, like it's relative backness, you could say, right? Because it's like,
sure.
they are back in terms of like, are they back to like 2018 back? Or are they back in terms of what we reasonably expect them to be at this point? And I think they've surpassed that. I think we are more back now than we anticipated. The largest amount of backness we could have been. So I'm going to put that down and no longer talk about it that way.
I feel that. I think that's backed up by, just the eye test. What we're
saying, back.
At this point, as it is tonight, like, even Parkey, I mean, our forever captain, who is not one that's prone to hot takes and, just kind of off-the-cuff comments. He's pretty reserved, pretty measured, and isn't on the socials a whole lot. So when he says something, you listen.
Yeah.
And after our last match, not this one, the previous with Nashville, he said Atlanta United's fun to watch again. And I agree. Even tonight, it's bitter walking out, especially with Vasquez getting the winner. But it was fun. It's fun to watch. We're playing a style that I think is more of what this club is meant to be and how we're supposed to play, and it didn't come off tonight. Maybe I'm bummed because I was really wanting it. Like, maybe it's rushing it to say 98% back or whatever. But I really just wanted that tonight. I really wanted to put some of those narratives to bed and say, yeah, this has been a successful window. We are trending in the right direction, and here's your fucking proof.
Yeah.
And we just didn't get it tonight. But that doesn't mean that we're back to same old. I really don't think so. I really don't.
Completely agree. I would say what was I gonna say? I forget. I'll remember in a second. AJ, take it away.
Okay.
Yeah. This type of match doesn't have the kind of flashbacks of earlier this season, those painful type of losses where, you could just see the same errors being, just occurring after another. It's not that. It's definitely a little bit different. It took a Lucho Acosta golazo, although, albeit, there is the flashback of Guzan and long distance shots. I mean, it's just, yes. There is that, but it is an incredible goal. So there is some caveat there.
Yeah. But before I forget again, I just want to say the one thing is that I've never felt like we were out of this game. I never felt like this game was done and dusted. We didn't have a chance since he's just outplaying us, and they're just at a different level. And yeah, they are, but like we hung with them. We gave them a good game, and that to me is the barometer. That's the litmus test. That's what I think we hang our hat on.
Yeah, the margins were a lot smaller than they have been for. Yeah, I mean, it's like Columbus when we played them, it wasn't. They're not even the best in the league, but when we played at their home, we got walloped, and obviously that was a different scenario. We were on a break, exactly. And those are different situations, but it is like we look like a different team, and I think that's absolutely a good thing because that team earlier in the season, I don't think we want to see too much of in terms of the style of play, the type of errors that we were making. So this is definitely more encouraging, and looking forward to FC Dallas on Saturday. Even though they've been in a really good run of form, it's encouraging. Like, our away form is getting better, and so maybe we won't luck out like we did in Seattle. Hopefully, we do though. So, I mean, that's the crux of it: is can we create some luck for ourselves?
Yeah,
and put ourselves in the best situation, and kind of allowing some of those, maybe creating and forcing some errors of our own from the team we're playing.
Glenn, I have a couple questions for you before I ask
Shoot.
who your 3 stars are. First question being, did the lack of a coach on the sideline affect this game at all?
Maybe. I mean, the only thing I can take maybe a little issue with is I think I would have liked to have seen Tyler Wolff come in a little earlier. That's really about it. I don't have any other issues, and there's no guarantee that would have changed anything. But if I'm going to take issue with anything subs-wise and coaching decisions, I'd like to see Wolff come on a bit earlier given the scenario that we're in. Maybe bring him in 75, 80. I don't think he came in to about, 85 or something?
Yes, so really late. What did you think of the refs?
Poor, but it's not the reason we lost. But yeah, it's just game management, inconsistency in play calling, letting players from both teams, to be fair, come up to him and just not control things. I don't need a ref to just start tossing out yellows, but I didn't control the game particularly well. But again, it's not why we lost. He
was having like an Italian argument with Yorgos for like 2 minutes where they were both like, it was very funny.
Yeah, there's a bit of that, and then plus the aspect of just 3 minutes ultimately at the end.
3 minutes.
And he's the whole time leading up to stoppage time, he keeps pointing at his watch at the Atlanta United bench to say, hey, I know, I recognize, I see what these guys are doing, wasting their time. Don't worry, I got you. And he didn't. It's like, bro, it's 5 minutes would be, I think, fair, and I think you could make an argument for maybe a minute or two beyond that. 5 felt right, 3 felt criminal.
So what about all of the calls that didn't go Yorgos' way? Do you think he was diving every single time?
Not every single time. There were a couple where it was soft, but there were. I think those came after the calls he maybe unjustly did not get. So then he's trying to look for something and getting frustrated.
As a ref, do you see, okay, like I'm not even giving this guy like any calls whatsoever. He's getting visibly frustrated, and then he just straight up takes an opposing player out with his frustration. Does that fall on the ref a little bit?
Man, I don't know. I mean, it falls on the ref in terms of like just the game management. I don't think you can absolve the player of responsibility. As much as I'd like to say, yeah, that's all not Yorgos' fault that he got frustrated. He has to control it. That's part of being a professional. You're going to get calls that are missed, that don't go your way. The ref doesn't see it your way or just doesn't see it altogether. And you have to be in control of that. So I can't put that. The ref has a role in that. You can make the argument, but I can't say he's really responsible for it. I think there's a line there.
Fair.
So there were a couple moments where, I mean, I think Yorgos Akamakis, when he was looking for it, I mean, it was basically as well kind of those pull the chair moments where basically, a defender, smartly, they let you feel them. And then when something, if it's like a header or if it's, a ball over the top, but basically he pushes up against you and then he takes away the contact, and it's basically kind of, I think, what we saw a little bit a couple times for.
It's pretty good.
Giacomakis.
It's pretty good defensive work on Cincinnati to be able to do that to a tried and true European Champions League striker with a lot of experience and veteran, whatever. Like to be able to pull those tricks on someone like that. I wouldn't expect. You don't expect that from MLS defending. No, you don't. So
you don't. Yeah, but you do have some European seasoned defenders over there at FC Cincy as well. So,
who was that guy who was kind of like putting Yorgos in his pocket all game? He didn't win all headers except for freaking like one, which he should have really scored, but he was getting eaten alive by the defense.
He's got to put that one on frame, though. Yorgos had a couple opportunities tonight. Maybe not as many as he should have.
A lot of bicycles.
Yeah.
Is it a bicycle? He's on his...
His
like
brain said bicycle, and then the ball was just nowhere close to him, and he just bails, so...
Yeah. There's a bit of that. And then, oh, man, the Thiago Almada free kick, if that was like a couple inches over to the right,
it did.
Different game.
It hit the outside of the post, did it not?
I feel like it did.
Yeah, so, it was, I think left corner, pretty much, I think. So, really tough. I mean, just a couple inches over, and, man, another golazo from a free kick, and it's a different story. It's just, we got unlucky, too. That's the thing. And,
we did.
That's part of the game, but ultimately, like we were mentioning earlier as well, the Sean Da Silva chance where he puts it away, but it's called off. Well, not off, but it's disallowed. So it's just like these margins are tight, and
they're so good.
I don't know how you're gonna foul someone when your guy has the ball, is about to take a wonderful shot, but
questionable officiating.
I think they called it on Giacomakis, but
he was getting no love tonight.
He said something about his mother or something. I don't know.
Right, exactly. I guess he came across a little too salty bastard, maybe, but it's what it is. It's what it is.
Yeah.
But yes, those 3 stars, Glenn. What do you got?
It's not Mosquera. I'm happy he scored, but it's not Mosquera. He scored a goal with an XG above 100. Yeah, you should score that. And he scuffed 3 or 4 other what would have been and should have been really good chances for Yorgos or other striker. So not him. I thought Miles was really good defensive work. He's been great since coming back to the team, rested, fit. Dear God, are we going to miss him when he inevitably goes to Europe unless Don Garber really opens up the purse strings and we can have a 4th DP and offer him more money. I don't think he's safe. But Miles was really good. Jande, this dude is just like drenched from head to toe in finesse. He's got so much skill, so much quality. Maybe a little too much at times where he wants to show off his many skills. Maybe you should just make the simple pass or just bomb along if you have to clear your line. But I thought he was really good again. And
on that, I think we should talk about what we were talking about in the stadium. There was, right after we scored, there was a little bit of a moment where we were playing with our food a little bit. And we were olaying a little bit, and it's...
I feel like AJ's really hungry. This is the second food analogy he's had.
I know, right? Yeah, well, because I'm going to have to do this forfeit, and it's going to be nasty to a degree because it's going to be a raw...
Yeah. So AJ is eating a spicy pepper tonight, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing hot ones. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much to a degree. Except it's even more raw. It's not sauces. It's straight up the pepper. But, yeah.
But, like it. He said I like it.
I mean, it's still 11 something, right before bed. Still not wise. Probably, yeah, gonna be a long night. And might involve some bathroom trips, but
Pepto-Bismol.
I'm doing this for you guys.
But,
yeah, man. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, on the left, where Wiley and Sean De Silva was, and Tristan Muyumbo, yeah, they were just kind of olaying it a little bit instead of being direct, instead of being really, really wanting to score the second. I think it was that's kind of the tale of why we didn't probably score that second. Ultimately, is we kind of let our foot off the gas pedal, for sure.
I think Cincy also figured us out. I think they realized.
They did.
I think they realized if you just clog the hell out of the midfield with a mid block, and just don't let Tristan operate. Don't let him link up lines with Almada or Osetu. Just clamp that down. Atlanta's gonna have to go out wide to the wings, and we are unfortunately not as tall as apparently Cincinnati in the box because we didn't win shit for heads tonight. So, that was a brilliant strategy for them because in the first half I thought we were exploiting the hell out of them in space in the midfield, and we rarely had to go out to the wings. We only went out to the wings when we felt like it.
Yeah, it was great.
So yeah, I mean, and it's that speed, that one-touch passing in the midfield that really threw Cincinnati off of their balance. We stopped doing that in the second half either because we didn't have the energy to do the fast, the runs and then the fast-paced passing, or I don't know, or they just super mid-blocked, and it's probably a little bit of both. So
probably, I mean, I lost count of the counters. It was just one after another. They're efficient on it. They started finding Lucho in space more, and we just didn't handle it. Maybe it was tired legs. It was just disappointing to see. It wasn't those like AJ was saying before. We didn't see the gaffes, the face palm goals moments. Of just what are we doing? We just kind of stopped doing what was working so well, and that was frustrating. But it's still encouraging to see essentially the Seattle about 5 halves of really good soccer, or 5.5, or 4.5.
4.5.
4.5.
Yeah. Okay. So that's encouraging. That's some consistency. And look, the second we missed out on a half. Okay, we missed out on 45, really 30 minutes of just not.
And against the best team in the league, so.
Oh yeah, also that and I still can't get over that. I'm not.
It's hard. Yeah.
I don't think I've really accepted the fact that they're that good, but they are.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, it's because we don't play them that often, so it's
No, but we do have them one more time, right?
Yeah, we were smart. Backloaded all of our Cincy games.
Well, hopefully nothing major comes down to decision day. I think we will be in the playoffs. I'm not concerned about that. I just want as high a seed as possible, and I think top 4 is still attainable.
Yeah, surprisingly, I didn't think we had it in us. I had us losing all 3 of these games in my prediction. So
That's fair based on past form. It's just that the window, for all intents and purposes, it seems that it has been gotten right. We still have one more player to come in. Yeah. So I think we're okay. So I'm not gonna panic over this. I'm just bummed because I really wanted to puff our chest out a little bit and say, okay, we got this shit right. We're gonna have a slip up, but boy, did we get this right. And I still think we did, but just not to that, not the
right
puffing of the chest. So yeah.
I think AJ.
So.
Yeah. Go for it, because I was about to say what I thought you were about to say, so just say it.
Yeah, well, Jamal Chiare, it's is that a little bit of a failure? That's, he has not been integrated into the squad yet. The visa problems, yeah, it's understandable, of course, and all that, but that's the problem that we had is that we didn't have the firepower to make a difference when we.
And Yorgos was visibly tired.
Exactly, and it's just that it's like you have, like it's just dire. You look at the bench, you're just like, what can I bring on? To actually, like the best options are on the pitch right now.
Yeah.
But even at whatever, like 40% of the energy levels, they are still the best options, and you roll the die on that. So it's like, yeah, it's understandable, but man, did we need somebody off the bench? Like, because does that not show how little trust the coaching staff has in Miguel Berry? That, yeah,
Miguel Berry's a white flag at this point.
Yeah, it pretty much is. Yeah, it's
Etienne, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know what is happening with him.
Well, I think we know is that he's not favored. It's basically we're seeing little to no return, and
but it's just like even in training, he hasn't shown anything that might maybe he can try maybe as a sub or something like that. But no, nothing, just nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. He's out. He's got a very strong social media game, and that's about it. And that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a fellow Gooner, but other than that, I can't really vouch for him. Like it ain't great. I know.
A lot of them. I wonder what we're gonna do for Saturday then, because if we're tired legs now, we're gonna be tired legs on Saturday, and we're gonna have to rotate to a certain extent. So maybe we see him on Saturday. Maybe we see Sosa.
And I don't even mind if we lose against Dallas away. It's whatever. I honestly don't really care about that game.
We need something out of it now, though, like a draw, right? Surely.
Exactly. So
if we got
we almost have to.
I'd be like, fuck it. But...
Is it? I mean, if it's not mathematical, I don't think we need anything out of this game. If it's mathematical, then sure, I'll agree with you. But this is not the game to be like, we need to do something with it. It's just not going to happen. I mean, Dallas is a true contender, and I mean, we're tired, and they're gonna stuff it if they can, and I really think they're gonna. So, I don't have high hopes for this game.
They did get a red card tonight.
That's true. The goalie, right? Yeah.
Maybe that will help.
So right, but like I said to you on the train too, it's like but we always get a just like game-breaking performance from a goalkeeper from the other side, whether they're first string or second string. They just stand on their head, and it's just like, oh, God.
I'm usually the one to pour the cold water on, so I appreciate you taking the role of, hey, this is a good thing. No, it's not. He's going to have a just stand on his head performance, and he's going to use this as a time to really take advantage of his opportunity.
It's that, and it's these like young 16-year-olds that a team just signs and then subs them in the 67th minute or some nonsense, and he scores a golazo, and I'm just like, why are children scoring on us effortlessly all the time?
Right. It is, right?
And then we get Messi. Great.
Yep. Right after that. Well, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's stay on this. We still need your third star. So, who do you have?
Man, I don't know. I feel like you could go William Bob, because I feel like we're probably going to always be able to go with him.
He was everywhere.
He was, but I feel like that's the obvious one. I'll go with something a little more hipster, and I thought Luis Abram was pretty good tonight.
He was.
Actually.
He was too.
And I think he deserves a little shout out for it's taken a long time for him to get going, to be comfortable, have a good partnership in the back line with Miles. But it seems to be working now. He's doing all right. Looks night and day different from what he did when he just started. I was questioning do you know football?
Yeah.
Sir? What are you doing? He might have just had a bunch of extra rust that needed to get knocked off. So I'm happy to see it get knocked off. I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah. He handled himself against a 6'3" Brandon Vasquez pretty well.
Dude is huge.
Yeah. And Luis Abram, sneaky small, as I was telling Michael. It's like he's not that big actually.
No.
Next
That's the
to
other
Brandon
thing
Basket.
that you said tonight. Since he's a big team, big
Yeah.
boys.
I need to look up like who's the tallest team in MLS is. On
They got,
average.
I don't know if they're the tallest, but they got some big guys, and
Yeah, and the smallest guy.
Luis held his own. And the
Yeah.
smallest guy.
So that's what balances it all out. That's annoying because the stats will be skewed essentially, but obviously they looked very big, and they get it to their smallest guy who you can't shake him off the ball. Like Muyamba, yes, like a couple times was able to, tackle him and good tackles too. Like, yeah, but like, yeah, good tackles where he didn't have to go to ground. Like that's the sign of a very good tackle. But
and a number of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
okay, so it's a great shout. All three of those. Final thoughts from you?
Yeah.
Oh, thoughts from you, Glenn.
Yeah.
I feel good. I feel down right now, but I feel good about the additions that we've made, how we've gone about like identifying very clearly this wasn't just shoot from the hip. Let's get this guy because football ref says this is good and his stats look good on SofaScore. It seems like real thought has been put into what this team needs and getting guys on maybe more favorable contracts to the club. Even though Etienne, that's a bit of a bust, and he's on like 600,000. But I think it's a process, and I think the process is working. So I think we continue to trust that. We've seen enough evidence, and we should feel all right. Anybody that was coming in this year expecting to win MLS Cup or even be in the final, even semi-final, I think your expectations were a little too high. I think we're right where Garth said we would be, or where he wanted us to be. Granted, we still have 8 more games, but I think we're pretty much on track with where he said we would be in the process to get there. So I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Just really wanted to win tonight. A little bummed about
Yeah.
that, but I'll get over it once we get the win in Dallas. Everything will be fine.
I think Garth told Bocanegra he's better analytics than just using FIFA 23. So that's probably why he's doing a little bit better now.
At least you're a football manager, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the guy kick ball good on team now, please. Thank you. All right, so Glenn, thank you for popping on. And I know it's late. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. And hopefully we'll see you again. And thank you again for the ticket tonight. Very complimentary. Very wonderful of you. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, aren't you glad you came?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
It was still a good time, I think, chopping it up.
Yeah.
This is for everybody. Even when you lose an Atlanta United game, it's still a lot of fun. Especially when you're with the right people.
Yeah, absolutely. And Atlanta United is fun to watch again. So everybody needs to come out and support this team and have a good time. You're going to see fun football. It's fun to watch. May not win, but it is fun.
Yeah. Thanks, Glenn.
That's all we got.
All right. Peace, guys.
See ya.
You're welcome.
All right, we're going to have Gavin come in just for a minute to say hi and to give us some quick takes from what he saw tonight, because he's loaded up. He's ready to go. He's fired up. And he wanted to give us some of what he saw.
And let's not forget about the chat either.
Yeah, no, I'm going to read that in a second. I'm just looking at something that is breaking my brain right now.
Okay.
Okay, good. We're there. Good. We're good now. We're good. All right, Gavin, if you could have your camera on, we can get started. How you doing, buddy?
I've seen better times. I've seen better times. But how was the match? Although, I mean, aside the result, how was the match?
The match was great. Besides the result, the match was great. Like, we did well. The team did well. I thought, we're still competing. We're still a team worth, worrying about. We're not. Pretty much, we've proved that we can go with the best of them. Because this is a legendarily good Cincinnati team, and we gave them what for tonight. We almost beat them, We could have beat them if things kind of went a little bit more our way, if the ref wasn't so crazy, all these different things. But at the end of the day, though, Cincinnati's the better team, and they won the game. But not by that much. They weren't that much better. So that for me is something to put your hat on.
Yeah,
Yep.
can I go ahead with my thoughts now?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Good, man.
All right. Well, tonight I felt like it was a fair back and forth match at first, but then eventually it was all Cincy leading to them coming back, which I honestly was never surprised about happening, although it was a pain in the ass to watch. Lucho Acosta's goal was absolutely incredible, and you can do absolutely nothing about it, especially if it's from someone who could arguably maybe win MVP this season. He's been a standout player for Cincy, and him and Vasquez have come from being a part of a total piss-poor Cincy to making them an MLS Cup team. And they're a really tough team to beat, and I feel like Atlanta really had a golden opportunity to win tonight, which I feel like they should have, but it was all Cincy in that second half. I feel like the subs were terrible, the ref was terrible, well, although that wasn't the reason we lost. And I also feel like Valentino should have managed this one, especially because from what we've seen him do in the past, and he even has a winning record with us. He helped transform our 21 team. We were awful to playoff contenders as he dished to Pineda, and Pineda cooked. But no disrespect at all to Diego De La Torre, of course. But I would have rather seen Valentino manage this one. But do I think it makes a difference from the result? No. But do I think we could have done some things better and had better subs? Yes. Either way, since he won fair and square, and as much as it pains me to say, but it was one of those kinds of matches, and I think we will be just fine. I think a win in Dallas turns things back around and gets us back on track, giving us a good break leading up to the Miami match. Not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but in fact, we've been in the middle of a tough stretch, and I feel like we've done very well through that stretch. And we had to lose one of them, and unfortunately it was tonight. But I'm just glad we still fought and looked good at times.
All right. Yeah, some very thoughtful things there. Are you reading a little bit, Gavin?
Huh?
Did you write this down?
Write down some.
Some. Okay, gotcha. I figured. But no, really great points, man. And no, thanks for writing that stuff down. I mean, that's definitely it is. I mean, Diego De La Torre versus Rob Valentino. Interesting. Very interesting. Because, yes, Valentino, I think he's that kind of, in Major League Baseball, he's that kind of bench coach, that kind of good vibe, really gets the team going type of coach that knows how to motivate people. And I think we know and have seen that with Rob Valentino. And I think that second half, we probably needed that. We needed something maybe on the sidelines to be able to get this team going because, it looked like we fell off. It looked like we were lethargic and didn't have it. I mean, the subs, I think maybe the subs weren't terrible. It's that they didn't come early enough. That there wasn't enough of an injection of energy that we needed earlier when we saw onslaught after onslaught of not only the counter press, but the fact that we can't even count the number of counter attacks. It was a barrage. So yeah, absolutely. It's a great point. But it also is De La Torre obviously is more of Gonzalo Pineda's guy. So Valentino is the guy who is the incumbent, kind of one of the assistant coaches that keeps the continuity. So it makes sense that De La Torre was the man that took the reins instead. And would have imagined maybe there was some sort of, even though they say it's not allowed, you can't do a little bit of the coaching from wherever they are, but I'm sure there was some sort of earpiece in. And Pineda was giving his instructions, but yeah, man, it is a frustrating match, but yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's AJ. I don't think there's a panacea. There's no fix. I don't think any coach could have done to have won this game. I don't think like like you said earlier, there's no like guy on the bench that we didn't deploy that was like needing to come out. Since he just was better at what they were trying to do. We were trying to do essentially the same game plan, and they beat us to it. So much so that we literally had to give up on it and try and just do balls over the top, which got us nowhere, and had to go out to the wing. Like, they were like, oh, you're going to counter press us? We're going to counter press you. And apparently we have more energy. We're faster. We're stronger. And we're just going to beat you to the ball. And then they did. Because they've been doing that to every team in the freaking MLS. They did it to Messi. Like, I mean, so, I mean, it was always going to be a hard task to do this. And, I thought for what it's worth, we did a really good job at it. It wasn't what we needed or what, we wanted, but yeah, it's like, again, I keep saying this, like, this effort beats like 90% of MLS teams that we put out there tonight. So I'm cool with that. Since these guys are world beaters, screw them. Let them go play in Europe tomorrow. I don't care. They, whatever. If they're that good, whatever. But, like, we're doing pretty darn good if things are the way they are and they stay that way. All right, Gavin,
so,
3 stars if you would, please.
3 stars. One of them was Robinson. I think he looked solid as always. Have to see Almada for his efforts. An honorable mention is Silva. I feel like he should have stayed on. I did not like the sub. A 3rd star is probably Muyamba, like the midfield. Although, I mean, I know what you said about since he clogging up the midfield, it was good. But I mean, he was still there. He was still creating lots of chances as a match. Yeah.
I really do think that was. I think since he figured us out, I really do think at halftime they went, we need to clog a mid block to shut him, Tristan, and what he's doing down, because he's unlocking them. And he continued to do it. He tried to continue to do it into the second, and it wasn't as effective. He was getting just swarmed, and he was starting to I'm going to do a lot of back passing now, a lot of lateral passing now, because I can't find the ball forward anymore. I can't do the one-touch passing anymore. Because they just, they were just all on top of him. So, I mean, that was probably the, hey, we need to take care of this guy because he's the one causing the issues. I mean, the guy was everywhere. I mean, on offense, he was trying to do that, what I was just describing. And on defense, I kept seeing him come all the way back and was, just getting in the way. Every time, we had an interception or, a play was broken up, Tristan was always had, a part of it. I'm like, this guy is a revelation. It's amazing. I mean, he is.
His positional awareness is just definitely on a level of top tier for MLS. It's very, very good. And conversely, I know he's like a punching bag for a lot of fans, but Mateus Susetu, that's the stark difference, right? Biumba, what he can offer. Well, if you shut him down, Mateus Susetu isn't going to offer you that much. And he's going to just pass back and, maybe keep it for you, but not really do too much with it. And it just played into their hands. I mean, because once we got into the corners and we're not corners, but into the wings, we bereft it by Diaz.
Yep, and
the ball in.
Yep, they'll turn you over and kill you in the transition, and that's their game plan. That's what they've been doing all season, and they just did it here once again in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, despite our probable best efforts.
It did. Oh, yep.
I also think.
Gavin. Good.
Yeah, I also think we should have gotten Saba more involved. Although no one knows the difference he could have made. It's literally everyone was exhausted this match. When I saw Wiley gassed after we conceded the second goal, giving Cincy the win. What also sucks about this result is that it was perfectly set up for us to climb the standings because Toronto dabbed on Philadelphia 3-1, and other results were even in our favor. But I'm just glad we aren't going down, because all we need to do at this point is climb and get into a better playoff spot, hopefully securing home turf advantage for the playoffs.
Wait, did you just say Toronto beat Philly tonight?
Yes, 3-1. And I said dabbed. I said dabbed because Insigne scored the first goal, and he literally dabbed on them. after the first goal.
Wow.
I
Yeah, I know.
can't believe that. That's so funny.
I know they've been in terrible form lately.
They've
crazy.
been
Yeah,
historically bad. Like
They've been a lot.
impossibly bad. Like they have no business being that bad. It's crazy. And then that's hilarious though that they decided to just unleash on Philadelphia of all people. That's funny.
Insignia, the millennial, I guess, because man, who's dabbing anymore? Man,
I know,
it's-
right? That's
Yeah, it's because
well-
I got like a setup of like I'm watching the Atlanta match and I got my computer right next to me. I'm watching 360. I'm watching like what's going on, and it was funny to watch them. They were, I mean, so Toronto's been a laughing stock this whole season, but I mean, I can't believe Philly's goal was because of like bad goalkeeping from Toronto. It's like the goalkeeper completely missed the ball and the ball rolled right past him, and then
That's unfortunate for
Like,
Sean
he's
Johnson.
right
He's
in.
good.
yeah, because I think he has hand surgery. I think
Mm.
I think that's why he's out. So,
Interesting. Oh, it's a different goalkeeper is what you're saying. I got you.
yeah.
Interesting. Well, I mean,
well,
St. Louis 2-1 Dallas tonight. So, and Cincinnati, I mean, St. Louis, that's kind of a team you want playing against the guys you are about to go up against. I remember hearing Jason Longshore earlier today talking about how, if you're going to want a team to play the team you're going to go up against next, in your next game, you want a high pressing team to go up against them because it tires them the hell out. So hopefully they're a little tired too, but you never know. I mean,
I think we have very similar games. I think we played the top of the East, they played the top of the West. The counter press was immaculate from probably both sides. So I think it's fairly even grounds, except for the fact that we're playing on their grounds. So
and well, they got the red card, so maybe it is even.
who knows?
I-
Go ahead.
I wouldn't say necessarily like we would be deflated after this loss. I wouldn't say Dallas is either, because I mean you're down 10 men, you're at St. Louis, and we actually like gave Cincy a good fight. No matter, I mean, even if it was at TQL, I mean you saw what we did last season at their stadium. We still did really well there too. They're not as good. Like, there was a huge difference to last year's Cincy and this year's Cincy. Like, Lucho and Brandon Vasquez, they were still good, but, like, this year, whole different story. But back to my point, I don't think we would be... I think we should, like, be aware of how good we're actually, like, playing right now, especially after all of what's happened this season and last season. I just, like, want to hope we can keep going and not just having the letdown losses. Because this wasn't, like, a letdown loss entirely. It was actually it's a good loss. It's probably like, I'd say this is like the best loss we've had this season. Like a loss that we were still good. Like we played well. It was just a good. Well, there's no such thing as a good loss, but you know what I'm trying to say.
I completely agree.
Yeah, circumstantial things happened and not allowing us to probably get the 3 points to a degree, and them actually having the better second half. And I think it's also that this wasn't a moral victory or anything like that either. This isn't like, some of those other games where like, oh yeah, but we were able to whatever, blah blah. It's just like this is actually like first half really well played, and the second half we were outplayed because we were figured out. They had the better tactical switches, and unfortunately we were able to answer without our head coach on the sidelines. So it's like, okay, we'll take that. But I think, obviously, our next 2 games are going to be very difficult. Very, very difficult. And, we have to continue to try to find that upward trajectory.
Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts, Gavin, before we send AJ to the fiery pits of hot pepper hell?
I can't wait to see. One more thing. I'm not the type of guy to be making all the excuses you could pull out the book, but I feel like the ref blew the whistle too early at the end of the first half because the clock did not hit 47 minutes left as we were about to break away with our final chance, and God knows what could have happened there, especially the fact that first half was more back and forth other than the second half, as I saw it, more in Cincy's favor. Another what if for me is like what if Yako didn't foul on that corner that Silva netted? Like
Yeah.
it's more of a what if for me.
Are you saying he did? Because I'm not sure he did.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to watch that again.
Yeah.
It's certainly called that way. So yeah.
I mean, Yako fouled a lot this game. He's more of like a guy who fouls as a striker. I think it was a foul. I don't know. I don't know what y'all see at the games. I know there's a huge difference with seeing it on TV because you get more of the angles and views other than that the match. I mean, you see everything in person at the match. You get all those views.
We
but-
basically see it. We see it once, and if it's in our favor, we see the replay. If it's not, they won't show it. So it's like one flash memory, and that's what we got.
And
I don't go
if you're
through-
lucky to be paying attention and not just turn over for a second and look something else.
Yeah, I don't go to as many Atlanta matches as you guys do. I've been going since 2018. My first ever match was against Montreal in 2018. The last one I went to was the San Jose game. I am going to the Miami match, but I know y'all go to the matches more than I do, so I know y'all understand that more. But back to what I was saying though, it's more of like a what if for me about the Yako foul. But for me, either way, I still think Cincy still won this match fair and square. I still think they were a good team, and we were just normally beat by the better team tonight. And not such fashion after being up a goal in the first. But again, all we need to get is back on track is a win in Dallas. And do I think we can do that? Absolutely.
Okay. All right. I
Yeah.
like the optimism.
The crux of it is they finished their chances. We didn't.
Yeah.
Just straight up.
Yako buries those two headers like previously and then misses one in this game. The one he gets this game. It's yeah. It's tough. Tough. 2 away in Seattle and then 0 here. That's tough. Oh, well. All right, Gavin. Well, thank you very much for coming on. I know it's late. We won't keep you anymore. Stay tuned, everyone. We're going to watch AJ subject himself to masochistic tendencies. So, coming up soon. All right. Thank you, Gavin.
Have a great night,
Thank you
man.
guys very much. Thank you guys.
See ya.
Yeah.
All right, AJ, why don't you get on to it so we can get these good people home. And while you do that, I'm going to read some comments.
Okay. So
Alright.
I'm here. So here's what we got. We got some chile japones or japones. Some Japanese chili pods. All right. So they're dried. This is going to be even more painful because they're dried. It's not even going to be like juicy or like taste good. It's just going to be 100% pain.
100% jalapenos
shit.
love.
I picked like a really long one too, so I'm gonna. Man, do I do this in one, or do I do this in bites? Well, let's do a poll real quick.
My vote is bites.
Of course.
And if anyone's smart in chat, you'll also agree that it's bites.
Guys, be kind to me. Let's do it in the poll. One
Alright.
whole bite, or in bites.
Gavin says in one. Okay, so now we're 50-50.
Okay.
And while we're waiting for more to come in, I'll read some things. Jack Dickens says
You know how to
disappointed.
do a poll, right?
On YouTube? Let me see.
Yeah. There's a way to do a poll.
In one.
Oh. In one. he came back just to say it in one.
Glenn says just snort it. That's something.
Just
You can-
yeah, I'm gonna grind it. I do have a man. No, let's never do that.
Mavery and his cuisine says whole once. So that's, I think, yeah, so far it's looking like
All at once.
it's 2-1 because Glenn's doesn't count. 'Cause I don't think you're going to snort it.
Why does that not count? I mean that sounds like. Oh well, yeah, that sounds like bits. Might be 2-2.
Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll give it a few more times. Jack Dickens says, disappointed, but I kind of felt as the second half went on, I knew they would score, but we have to move on quickly as FC Cincy are that team this year. Is it me, or does Gigi look tired? I mean, he's been one of our guys we rely on. Seems like he needs a break. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, that's why we need that that backup striker that's coming in soon, hopefully. Gavin also says, GG looked more frustrated than tired to me. I don't blame him. He really wants that golden boot. Yeah, he's lagging behind. Last 2 games, he's had nothing. And that's, he really should have had at least 1 goal at home. I mean, that's, as your striker, you want to score at home. That's a little uncharacteristic. Jack Dickens says, I'm still positive about the team despite tonight. Gavin, I think he is frustrated too. Yeah. Gavin also says, we just need to win in Dallas. Yeah, like he said when he was on here. Jack says, Cincy having that season where they do no wrong, like that season the Revs had when they won the Supporter Shield. Bryson says, seemed like from the 35th minute on, we were gassed. Yeah, I feel like that a little bit too. Maverly says, playing with our food is very accurate. Yep, agree with that. Connor says, hello. How you doing, Connor? Maverly also says, we all have the, quote, Etienne in our lives. You like him, he's fun to be around, but he's not going to get you a win and you can't vouch for him. I'm him.
Damn.
I'm the Etienne. Maverly, I don't know if you're the
man. Nah, man. Oh, wait. Okay, you weren't saying you were, Michael.
No.
You were
Maverly
just
was saying, yeah, I'm him,
I
I'm
see.
Etienne.
I was like, I disagree with that, Michael, but I appreciate the deprecation. But yeah, no.
That is a joke I would make though. So that is I appreciate that Mabry did that.
Yeah.
Mabry says also, if we win against Dallas, how do you think it plays out? How does the win play out? How does the win play out?
Let's break that down for a second. Yeah. If it's a win, I think we have to hit on the counter. I think it's probably one of those, either it's on the counter or it's from a free kick, because dead balls are just very good at it. So yeah, they should do well to not foul any of our players near and around the box.
Yeah, which Cincy really didn't do that much of. They did it maybe once.
Yeah, I mean, we had a 35-yard out chance, and Almada, yeah. Thiago Almada country is deep.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I would say that it's got to be Jaco making a meal of headers again, like he did in Seattle. We have to have him score on those types of chances, because from open play, it doesn't seem to be coming as quick as often as it should really be. It seems to be more that headers are like, poaching is more his thing. So I think more goals like that we need to see, and hopefully Dallas is less, I don't know, defensively stalwart than Cincinnati in that regard. So we'll see. Like on the break or something like that would be nice. I hope so, but I just don't see it against Dallas. Again, yeah, like you said, it's going to be from dead ball situations, in my opinion. All right, so it's apparently it's 2-1 all at once. So go for it.
Okay, all right, here we go. Here it is, all at once. Here we go. Feeling all the tingly bits of my tongue right now. Now it's hitting the top of my mouth. Yep.
Gonna hit up some Discord sound things, soundboards real quick.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Oh, okay. Now it's in the back of my throat and pretty much my entire tongue. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh boy. But it's in. I've swallowed it. And
Feeling good.
I'm feeling decent. It's spicy. It is certainly spicy.
I bet it is.
And yeah, these next few hours of sleep are not going to be kind. But
tomorrow morning when you have that, well, you don't drink coffee, but if you did, that'd have been a fun mix.
Right. Oh no, yeah. Ugh. Feel it. Oh boy.
Oh, All right. So, yeah, it's coming a little bit. Your face isn't red yet, so there's that. Okay.
I don't think it'll turn red, but yeah, it's that tongue tingle is. But I'm not gonna drink anything.
Yeah, that's good. None of
Let's
us
spin that wheel.
That's good. All right, let's give it a little plaudits there, and let's get the wheel going. Because we already have a couple of backfills for the wheel going on, but we'll get a few more. So hopefully this weekend we can. It's just these games come fast and heavy. We don't have time to film all this stuff.
Exactly.
Patreon, everybody. Patreon. It'll very much help us do these types of things. Check them out. We have some wheel-related masochism on there as well, or sadism, I guess it would be at this point. So I mean, go for it. Go check it out. You can inflict various types of unfortunates on us. So go check it out and see if there's anything that is of your fancy. God, it sounds very weird to say, but oh well. All right, let's see. Let's get the wheel up here.
Yeah, it's not easy to talk right now.
We're gonna keep AG on a little bit longer, so
you bastard.
so he can get the full, the full experience going. All right, so here we have. We gotta do this one first. This one is for whether it be AJ or I. Let's find out. It's AJ once again. All right. Congratulations. And now, yeah, let's do a little. Very good. All right, and now we'll do the wheel of misfortune and forfeit. Let's see what we get here. We got, and it's this. Is it? Oh, it landed right on the line between Spicy Challenge and Dress Up for Stream. Guess what it was? Dress Up for Stream. That's right. All right. It is.
Okay.
It is that now.
Okay.
All right. So there you go. There we are, ladies.
I have no idea what I'm gonna do, but yeah, all right.
He's gonna have to dress up. It's gonna be fun. I mean, Halloween's coming up a couple months. I mean, he can buy a Halloween costume that he will wear for Halloween, and he could debut it maybe on the stream. That's just an idea.
I could. I have some backloaded Halloween costumes too. So
yeah,
but I have to fish them out.
Storage. And I'll tell you this for free: if you don't have any, I have some lying around that are particularly embarrassing. So you can always have that as well.
Okay, I'll talk to you about it. Yeah.
All right, let's see if there's any more vocalizations from the chat. Gavin said he gonna cry. I knew Wiseman. Oh, it was good seeing you tonight, buddy. By the way, just got home. Hey, everybody. Yeah, we're just finishing up the episode. You obviously went to the after party. Gavin says, LOL. Glenn says, that's gonna be spicier than the pepper.
Yes, the exit strategy is definitely gonna be spicier than going in.
Yeah. It oftentimes is. All right, everyone. Well, for me and AJ, we are gonna say goodnight. Just before we go, remember Patreon, please check it out. We just put it up again, revamped it, brand new. Take a look. Maybe there's something on it that you might be interested in. If you have suggestions for us, please let us know also in the Discord. It'd be great to hear from you in regards to that, how we can improve things. Because we want to make things bigger, better, and we're going to keep expanding it. So that, and please like, follow, subscribe. If you tweet us out on Twitter, we will retweet you as well. So please do that with this episode. That would be great. It helps us a lot. It gives us visibility. And continue to support the stream. Continue to keep watching. Hang out with us. And when you come to games, man, we're at the games sometimes. Come see us. It's a blast hanging out with everybody. And tonight was no different. So thank you very much for that. It was a pleasure.
Oh, yes. Everyone, have a great night. I can barely speak right now. So, yes. We will see you in the next video. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Take care.